Yes. Okay, we're live.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
good. I can see
Hi,
it.
Poppy.
Okay. Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good. From California to Ireland and back.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I'm, I'm going to see if I can see you and share it,
Okay.
which will be fun. I'm going to go from my page back to your page a minute, Lou.
Very good.
So is it working your end? I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm going to move to a brighter spot.
We have one person watching. How wonderful. Okay.
Let's try this.
Let me share. I'm sharing. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Four people watching. Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Fantastic.
Fantastic indeed.
Brilliant.
Right. I think I'm done. Nearly. Hooray. It's all good.
Yes. We're there.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. You too. Nice to see you as well. Thanks for getting on with me and teaching me about this new software.
Pleasure. I feel like we're gifted to be able to speak twice in 1 week.
Well, thank you. Likewise.
So should we say, because I'm mindful that some of your people and some of my wonderful people don't know each other. So
yes.
Should we say who we are?
Please. Please. You after you.
So my name is Poppy Sprague. I'm a psychologist extraordinaire and very much excited by Lou, which all came serendipitously because I saw you go live and by accident called you on IM. And now here we are.
Brilliant.
So who are you, my lovely? Those that don't know you. A lot of my guys do know you.
Thank you. Well, so my name's Lou Martin, and it's great to be here with you, Poppy. I'm a channel, and as you know, we walk a very similar path in seeking how to empower and inspire everyone who's going through these huge changes in terms of what my guides call our healing and awakening. And so, yeah, we just thought we'd jump on together and create some magic.
So every day, is it every day that you go live to do?
Let's say it's certainly Monday through Friday.
At 9 a.m. UK time, and whenever
Yes.
you go live, morning
Right.
prayers.
Right.
Which, you know, to me, it's a very involved. We get the whole of you. It's not just about prayer, it's about meditation and all kinds of things. Wonderful. And I post every time I'm on, because it's middle of the night for me,
Right.
on watching you. I always post on my page. So a lot of people do know who you are.
Right.
And obviously some don't. And
Sure.
a lot of the people who follow me do follow you. And it's a healing process to get on and watch you. Basically, you're setting yourself up for the day with meditation and grounding and
Yes, absolutely. You're doing a great job. I studied with Reverend Michael Beckwith from Culver City there for many years, and we're doing the affirmative prayer process that I learned there at the Agape Church, and so we're taking usually 3 different channels, 3 or 4. Eileen Caddy, who was the creator of Findhorn, which is this amazing place in Scotland where they grew these magical vegetables, and it's become a university. And Esther Hicks and her guide Abraham, and then the Course in Miracles, and often these days Oren and Ben as well. And so that's, we just work with Spirit every morning to set the tone and get in the groove,
Yeah. And I know people from all kinds of walks of life who either have just an interest in you because you often start your videos like this and you're just such a wonderful character. And then I know people who struggle actually with anxiety, and it's very grounding to get on and just watch you doing your thing so that we can all come on a path with you and set ourselves up to win our morning, as it were.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a joy. It's a joy. It really is for my own sanity, but I'm delighted to share it with everyone else who can get something out of it.
Can I also say my own
Yeah.
take on my experience of you on an individual session level, and
Sure.
challenge me if
Please.
So, serendipitously, of course, this is my memory anyway, I called you on IM by accident, and you said, well, I'm a channel, and I went, oh, I want an appointment, when do we meet, kind of thing. And we did.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, I didn't research you or anything. This is me. I just went into it, you know, something put us together, you know, so we spoke. And okay, so for me, you started with angel cards, and then we just went to town with knowing each other and what you could offer me in a session. And it was extraordinary. But I came off that call, we did Skype, I think. And I thought, as a very seasoned professional clinician, psychologist, psychotherapist, coach, I came off the call having trained with therapists across the globe for 20 years. And I'm a princess when it comes to referring people, because I have to really trust them and see them work and all this tick box of integrity. And I thought, Jesus Christ, this is the best therapist I've ever met.
Well, thank you.
Not even a therapist.
You've made my day. Thank you, dear.
I mean, I've said this to you before, I hope you recall. But truly, and I've trained students and everything, it was profound the way that you just dug in, and you know me, I like to be challenged, but I got the sense that you just know BS kind of let's get on and better your life person.
Well, thank you so much. That means so much to me, Poppy. Of course, I mean, you and I have had a great relationship, you know, in all these different areas now. So I'm just thrilled to connect with, you know, with you and your group and the people. I mean, I know you have a devoted following. I mean, what I want to say truly is that, you know, working with spirit and working as a channel, which is something that I encourage everyone to learn to do and to take on these days. But it really gives you a whole other perspective, you know, is the best word. So there's whatever I have to bring, and then there's sitting in the energy. And this is, you know, I always pray before I do a session, so that, you know, we know that we're calling on spirit to be a part of the process. But yeah, it's a joy for me to work with people in this way. Absolutely.
Lou, do you mind saying a bit about what that means, calling on spirit? Because I know a lot of your followers are very practiced and so on, but I imagine some people are jumping on going, what is he talking about, spirit?
Sure. That's a great question. Yeah.
I'm just looking quickly to see if I can see comments from my end. So
Okay, great. Yeah, no, this is lovely. I mean, to do this live, of course, which we're managing to do is perfect. Yeah.
Well, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Well, what can I say?
What is spirit? What do you mean when you say that?
Yeah. I mean, we have names for our higher self and our soul and God and God, Goddess, all that is. So, you know, it's spirit. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. This is the place to start, I guess. And that's a quote from another mystic, Teilhard de Chardin. But it's true. You know, we think we're reaching for something outside of ourselves quite often, and everyone has a different idea and experience about God and religion. But mysticism and spirit and spirituality, for me, is the inside out. It's from my own personal experiences. And so, you know, I had this awakening experience 30 years ago this summer, what's called a spontaneous Kundalini awakening in meditation, where the energy shot up my spine and opened up all my chakras. And then right after that, I started working with different spirit guides, the first of which was named Lazarus, and through other channels. So, you know, I mean, I was so blessed to be living in LA at that time. It was just a feast of training like yourself. So, I mean, you know, since this awakening happened, I've spent the last 30 years learning what spirit means and how to work with spirit. And it's different for each person. But this is my passion, is to practice this and to share it with people. The simple way my guides put it is it's learning to listen to, trust, and follow our inner guidance.
Can I say a couple of things about that? But
Yeah.
also, I'm mindful I can see comments from people. Can you see
Right.
comments?
No. I'm just looking at three images of the two of us here. Yeah.
Well, what I might do then, just to save us from messing about, is as we go, I could look at some of the comments, because I bet people are going to want to say some stuff.
Sure, please. Yeah.
So how about for you guys watching, you put a cue in the box, and then your question, if you want to ask me or Lou some questions, and I'll read them sporadically as we talk.
Fantastic.
I'll tell you what I know, obviously, as a therapist and psychologist. My experience across 20 years is that people who, in whatever way, are interested in propelling themselves forward. So a lot of people, we've come from difficulty, a lot of us, but there can be this question of what else is there, or how do I know what's right for me, or what is my vision or mission, or is there more than this, basically?
Yes,
and
exactly.
That's the kind of existential crisis that most people hit at some point, and that's what's responsible, in my opinion, for midlife crisis and depression and madness and bulimia and you name it.
You bet.
And for me, what is always missing without fail, and there's no exception, is when people don't have a sense of listening to that voice within. I mean, what I do with my work is listen to the instinct, which we've always had from the absolute get-go, and I just help people turn up the noise to what they already know, and then take action steps, because a lot of the time we're not trained in our culture to listen to what you know and back yourself. So sometimes I'm like a stabilizer with that. So for me, you're teaching us and guiding us, and doing very much the same from your knowledge to get us to a place to bloody well listen to what's already in there.
Yes.
I said the other day, it's kind of like we each have, in our own way, whatever mentor, Buddha, God-like presence, whatever, spirit, higher self. It's like getting Yoda, little, there is no time. And we've swallowed this gifted presence that knows everything, and we kind of go, nah, I'm not listening to you today, whatever, I'll get on and do what I've always done and wonder why I'm unhappy, basically. And you begin our day with getting us into that place that, for me, always what's missing for people, and what in my view drives people to really difficult places, is we don't have a sense of what's going on within us. So we have a guide and a voice, and it's about isolation and loneliness, and all of those things aren't there when you know that you're being guided by your own, whatever we like to talk about. But for me, instinct, or would you say that's true?
Yes. Oh, that's very well said. Yeah, no, I think that's 100% right. I mean, the phrase from my guides is to go into peace as often and as deeply as possible. And, Abraham teaches this, everyone teaches it. So it's, the way my guides put it, there's a little pyramid of self, right? You've seen this one before. So there's the mind at the top of the pyramid, there's the heart in the mid of the pyramid, and then there's spirit at the base of the pyramid. So everyone. I've never heard this. Oh, have you not? Okay, good. Today's the day. All right. Yeah. So we all live in our heads, because that's the way the conscious mind, strives to run our life, and that's our agreement in creating our reality in this way. So ego, exactly. So when we don't take time and space, like you're saying, to go within, then we're just living in the world of effects. Basically, we're responding. It's cause and effect, all of that. But when you, as you said, through either through crisis or through willingness, surrender, when we go within, then we start to have that access, as you said, to your inner wisdom and your passion and your inspiration. The message from my guides is to go into that space with an open heart. And when we come back to peace, then spirit, who is unconditional, can reconnect with us. And we know that we've come back to ourselves because of that feeling of peace and love. And then the voice of spirit is inspiration. So when we're challenged with anything in life, if we can meditate, for a few minutes, we can open that heart again and feel safe. And in that feeling of safety, Spirit helps us to energetically reconnect with who we are, and then things begin to flow.
And a lot of people, I would say, who aren't practiced or not keen on meditation and so on,
yeah,
it's wonderful to have you guide, because I mean, even me, I'm pretty practiced at health and grounding myself and so on.
Yeah.
But I've never been keen, sitting on the floor or whatever it is,
Sure.
doing meditation.
Sure.
And a lot of people can come from that place, is I don't have that time, or I can't turn my mind off, or whatever it is. So it's profound to have someone guide you. But also, in my experience, and I know I'm right because, again, I'm a researcher, so I hear from so many people and I study, is when there is a conscious alignment with what's going on internally, because so many people, we're straight up out of bed and we're on a mobile phone and we're in this ego place, and what do I have to do, and tick boxes and guided by pressure.
Yeah,
and
right.
We're asleep for the most part.
Yeah.
When there's that wealth of knowledge, my experience, and it is like this smorgasbord of brilliance that happens
right
when we get into conscious alignment with who we are, what we're thinking, what we want, what is the right thing, hand on heart, what is the right thing.
Yes.
And then we move, my hair's standing on end, whenever that happens. It's like I'm right.
Yes.
Good guy.
Yeah.
We move from that conscious alignment place of, this is what I want, this is what I'm focused on, there's no doubt, this is the right thing.
Yeah.
And we ask for it, or we do things that we don't waver from that place. We don't sort of suddenly turn on ego and turn on our knowing and quiet it out. That is when we then go, okay, whatever's going to be now, I've done my work, I've been true to myself, I surrender, I'll give it up, whatever's going to be is going to be. That's when we get the job, we get the relationship, the house goes through, or the money comes in, or that we have these blocks everywhere, in my opinion, because we stay in this ego, it has to happen this way, and we're out of touch with the truth, really.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that's it, exactly. It's a dance. And the thing that I keep being blown away with about all of this is that every one of us, as we said there at the beginning, every one of us is a spiritual being. But since Spirit never interferes with our free will, and they are in that state of eternal peace and unconditional love, we have to be able to meet them vibrationally halfway. And so that's really what you're describing, is that, I mean, when your hair stand up on your arm, etc., the goose flesh, that's the truth chills, and everyone knows that is your higher self.
Word for it.
Oh yeah, that's your higher self saying you got there. Yeah. So you're a good barometer for all of that. You're a wonderful tuning fork. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, and again, this is the, reading the channeled material in morning prayers, or channeling with people in sessions, etc. It's that, for me, it's that intention about being of service also, that I'm sure you can deeply relate to, where we say, I intend to do this. I want to help in this way, help me to get out of my own way, help me to be a clear and open channel for this. I hear this over and over in the other teachers that I admire. Esther Hicks, before she channels Abraham, every time she says, help me to be a clear and open channel for your message. Exactly. Neil Donald Walsh, when he sits at the keyboard and he's gonna channel a book, he says, well, I'm here, God, and if you have a message, that's great, and if not, that's fine too. So like you said, it's that beautiful process of surrender.
I tell you what I love, I talk about integrity, all for my own history and why that's important to me.
Sure.
And that's what I teach, as individual work and on my online program, is to get in line with that. And for
Right.
me, you know, I'm a big risk taker. I don't have children. I'm not responsible for someone. So, and equally, you know, like you, I've come from some colorful background. So
Yes.
I take a lot of risks,
Right.
and
Right.
risks that actually a lot of people who care for me and so on will go, this is, you know, borderline arrogance here that you can think you're going to get away with X. And there's been some scrapes and still are some scrapes. For me, when
I
I've
guess
done
I guess you're human after all, sweetheart. Yeah.
yeah, well, quite. I think there's blood. Yes, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. I relate. I relate.
There have been times when I've needed things, I've needed people, I've needed attention, I've needed money or whatever, and I've been really stubborn and just said, on principle, I don't care what it is. I'm doing what I know is right. And again, the right thing has come in. It's been about what is right for me, what is right for the other person.
Yeah.
And I appreciate sometimes, you know, this is kind of the way I think is if it's meant to be, the universe is going to kind of bring it, these mini miracles of,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, guidance, even if it's a negative kind of guidance. This was what I was talking about to my group yesterday.
Okay.
I'm mindful there's a lot of questions here. Can I read some?
Yeah, please. Lovely.
Comments.
Yeah.
Again, guys, if you want to ask something, put a Q in the box because we can talk to you.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people on here.
Beautiful.
So, can I go backwards is the blinking question. And now somebody's trying to message me and it's getting in the way. Bernadette, yes, I'm there with chills. Thank you, she says.
Great.
This is where I can begin. So wherever you are, Bernadette, in the feed, this is all I can see here.
Right. Start where you're at, use what you have, and do what you can.
Diginette, I hope that's correct, my love. Spirituality is what we are in, being psychology, and putting into words what is happening in people so that we can help. And she says as well, meditation and authenticity is so something. Let me just go
critical,
on.
Essential, necessary.
Listening to yourself, exactly.
Helpful.
What you can do instead of hypnosis of social conditioning. Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Tammy says, agreed. The few meditations I hear from Lou are so helpful to gently guide. I find it more peaceful than doing it by myself. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So Tammy, oh, I know you. We're on in the mornings together. Fantastic.
Oh, good.
Inga says, I mix the two worlds, spirituality and psychology. It works for me. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Bernadette says, how do you, it's spirit message. I think you mean, how do you know it says, do you have any body tingles to confirm? I wonder when she said that, when you said that, my love, we may have asked that question.
Sure. Well, yeah.
Hi from Pittsburgh. She says, another lady.
Good. Carry on.
Tammy's asking, what is a spirit guide? Is Lazarus someone you channel or a human?
Right.
Love your questions.
Yeah.
I'll keep reading. Is that okay?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So did you get that?
Yes. Will I just speak to that one, the last one there?
Yeah.
Yeah, hun. No, this is so exciting. I'm thrilled to connect with everyone in this way. And isn't this wonderful? We might have to do this regularly, Poppy. This could be
we could have a talk show.
Fantastic. Yeah, I answered prayer. So Lazarus is not a being that I channel. They are a spirit guide that is channeled through a man named Jack Purcell. You spell their name Lazaris.com. And you go to their website and they have literally just, tons and tons and tons of resources there. Some of it is for free. Some of it is a small fee monthly. I pay like €30 a month to get access to hundreds of different meditations and workshops. And actually, I will put on my page here, if people who are new to me find me on Facebook and scroll down my page there, I have a lot of posts. And there's a new one from Lazarus. They've never done this before, where they've done a channeling about all the earth changes and the violence and things that have been happening the last couple of months. It's about 30 minutes long, so that's well worth seeing.
Yeah, the work you do is very well connected. That's what impressed me actually initially when you popped up on my feed. You were talking about current politics. You weren't channeling or anything. And I thought, he's cool. I like his loving approach to hell. You know, that's
Thank
why
you.
I
Thank
got
you.
in touch,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
unconsciously with you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Yeah, it's important to bring the worlds together. That's the challenge for all of us.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
this is why they're saying psychology meets
Yeah.
spiritualism,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yes. And can I answer the lady's question about how
Please.
to trust your guidance? So,
Please.
yeah, sure. My guides say
Tammy
you know,
asking that.
Tammy. So the simple way is to take 3 deep breaths, and every time you take 3 deep breaths, you're quieting your mind, your body, and you're awakening your spirit. And if you meditate, that's ideal. If you pray, that's very good. But basically, your alignment, your message from spirit is always going to be gentle, loving, respectful, caring, nurturing, and positive. It's never critical, judgmental, harsh, cruel, arbitrary. It's none of those things.
That's all ego.
Is. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's the difference. It's always going to be, and it's never, aggrandizing or, exaggerating your worth or anything. It's just practical, simple, and always positive and loving.
Yeah. So to separate the two, ego is I am what you think I am. I should be this. If I don't do that, this shaming kind of it can get sadistic.
Right.
Actually,
Right.
Obviously.
Sure.
We call it sadistic superego in psychoanalysis. Is this bullying stuff?
Right. Right.
And
sure.
Mindful that we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day.
Sure. That's right.
Very little, even for the enlightened, is going to be completely in alignment. So we need that meditation. Would you say that's fair?
That's right. That's right. Ask and give thanks. This is the 2 steps. Yeah. We're asking all the time, but when we say, thank you, God, for helping me in this area, or thank you, God, for showing me your will for me in this area, whatever, we want to ask and give thanks, because my guides say all prayer begins in humility and ends in gratitude.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as a way of living. And a lot of the time, for me, I give thanks for the future presence.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Give thanks in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, continue, guys. This is wonderful. Put the Q in the box if you have a question for Lou or I. There's a lot of people saying, hello. Hey, Lou and Poppy. Thank you both. Love you both.
Great.
Shared and invited people. Naomi says, thank you.
Very good.
Who have we got on? We got Naomi, Inge.
Right.
Arisha,
yes. Yeah. From Colorado.
Kevin is here. Irina, Bernadette.
Great.
Wilhelm. I hope that's right with you.
Yes.
Some of your wonderful names. I don't know quite how to pronounce. Kiowa. So put a Q in the box if you have questions.
Right.
So for those people that are sort of beginning to sort of just getting confident with moving into this place, bearing in mind there's a huge cry, in my opinion, globally for moving to a kind of higher place, conscious wise, of what is it that we can do if ego stuff is killing us,
right?
And not working so much. Where can people begin with this stuff other than jump on at 9 a.m.
right
UK time and be with us?
Sure, exactly. Please, I think Poppy and I are beginning a whole new career here, just the 2 of us together. I think it's a powerful dynamic duo. It's patience, practice, and persistence is the message from Spirit. Yeah. To listen to, trust, and follow our inner guidance, to know that we're safe, loved, and supported. And, when we experience contrast that appears as conflict, take a step back and ask for help. So it's just, learning these things. These are my little, mottos from my guides here, but it's being able to be very deliberate in our intention, like you've said, be very discerning in our energies, and be very discriminating about where we put our time and attention. And, truly, I of course agree with what you're saying here, that this is, the time of healing and awakening. So, from all of my teachers, we've been getting ready for the energies that are, happening on the planet stronger and stronger with every passing day for a long, long time, the earth and humanity. So, you know, there's a lot of letting go that we all have to go through. When we're talking here about the ego, you know, for me, the paradox is we want to heal the ego, not just be afraid of it or not just feel imprisoned by it. And so that's where the Course in Miracles and forgiveness has such great tools to offer us all. Ho'oponopono as well, of course, you know, anything that helps us to soften, what my guides say, soften, open, and deepen.
Yes.
So like you said, we get into life, the head's running things. There's all these duties, obligations, and responsibilities. So what I want to say, you know, is that when people commit to working with you, my friend, or me, or anyone like us, that is a different level of participation in their healing and awakening. So that, you know, as you and I have both talked about, that's what we really want to encourage people to take advantage of, to really gain more access to their resources spiritually and emotionally.
Yeah. And this is what I find, you know, with the clash, I suppose, of the brilliance of ego and the more knowing, I guess I call it knowing, that
real
groundedness.
Yes.
The ego essentially is there to help us, to protect us. You know,
ideally, yes.
Yeah, because we're pleasure seeking or pain avoidant.
Right.
Ideally, okay, we can internalize that belief. But for me, in the work that I do, there's a congratulations for the ego functioning in terms of, you know, me projecting what you need based on what I need, and lose angry, you know, when actually I'm angry, or you ask me how I am and I deflect, or, you know, I intellectualize my way through stuff, or I giggle, all that kind of ego protective stuff.
Sure.
What I always say to people is when we get conscious of it, you can congratulate that stuff, the ego, because it's come in. Usually 0 to 7 years old, we start to, you know, manipulate these ways of being. That stuff's come in like best friends in a war zone to protect us, that says, I'm going to project, I'm going to deflect, I'm going to giggle, I'm going to drink, and all of that stuff. Where essentially what we can do is, you know, in adulthood, it doesn't work for us anymore if we're drinking on feeling or whatever it is.
Sure.
And again, my experience is what's underneath all of that is a knowing that has always been there. But all of these defenses against the pain, the closeness with other people comes in. So what always for me, I'm like, well, hooray, okay, you actually had a psychosis. You checked out of this crazy stuff. Fantastic, good for you. Or, you know, you're a compulsive helper, most acceptable addiction in our culture. Again, to please others because of what you need, which is all ego. To protect us from more pain and from more conflict. So for me, you know, oftentimes people have this clash of the titans. Is that what you say?
Well, it's a battle of wills, I'd say. Yeah.
Quite. And we can get to the point where, you know, one can retire. The ego can kind of retire to say, thanks so much, my friends. You've had my back all this time. But now actually I'm into another phase where I can do it myself. It's like a growing, I suppose. Would you say any of that fair?
Yeah, no, that's very good. Again, I absolutely love all of that. See, again, Poppy, because of all the inner work that you have done, you know, Tony Robbins and every other thing, you know, you know, well, it's brilliant. You know, it's like like an analogy of a Rubik's Cube. You know, the mind ego, you know, just keeps shifting the perspective. You know, it says, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. But the heart is the part of us that tells us really what things mean, what's meaningful. And this is where I'm at with it at the moment. And so the heart knows what the mind struggles to believe is my favorite quote from my guides. Thank you. Yeah. And like you're saying, it's true. Our knowingness is at the core of our being, but it must be opened up to and surrendered to. It's not going to impose itself upon us, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. We have to be asking.
Yes. So to me, yes, we will, as long as we're in the physical, we will still have an ego because we'll have a sense of our identity being in a body and a mind and all that. But yes, absolutely, what you've said is quite true. You can take your power back from the negative ego, from the fearful ego, from the wounded inner child, from the shadow. You know, all this stuff that we've seen in the culture, Harvey Weinstein and everything else, you know, this is women finding their voice, and this is the spirit of truth being more valued than the old ideas of power and domination. So, you know, this is just the beginning of all these things. These things are going to keep going and going. More people finding the courage to speak their truth and to trust and value their truth.
I tell you, you just triggered off. Oh, my hair's standing on end again. You just triggered a conversation I had with a client the other day. I'm sure she won't mind because she's so inspired by this. She's had difficulty in relationships for a long time.
Yeah.
And she was really moved because she said what she's recently found. What was it she said? This is a lady who's been very alone, you know, her experience, which, like most of us, I suppose. And
she's not the only one who struggled in relationship. I raised my hand.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
And trust, because most of us, you know, we can go in headlong into this difficulty when we know, again, this is not right, and we go and we stay in ego.
Right.
And she said that the other day she started to ask her, what did she say? What is right for me? She said. Good question. And because she's very bright. And she's being robbed of her energy to whatever, you know, the mission, the purpose. And she said that now she's really pleased, and she's in a lot of pain. She's crying as she's saying this. You know, I'm in some pain. But there's now a knowing that if I ask, I'll get the answer.
Yeah. When you ask what's right for me, that's a brilliant question. That is the healthiest question you can ask. Yes. Yeah.
Let me have a look because there's more things people.
Yes. The mails come in. Yeah.
Okay. So where are we? Any questions? Put a Q in the box here. Oh, it's not showing me anymore for some reason.
Okay. Well,
good evening. Hi, Poppy. Hi, Lou. We got Laurie and hi, Laurie, and a lot of people. Well, hello. Listen, here's a wonderful question.
All right, dear. Yeah.
I know you're a massive advocate, Lou, and I applaud you. It does my heart good that you talk a lot about women and women finding their voice and oppression and manipulation and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about this male-female stuff going on about roles and where men are? Because I know a lot of your audience is women, but I also know you play the masculine, feminine parts of you, I think, very nicely in a very balanced way. I'm sure that's to do with guys as well. What do you think about this hellish experience for a lot of people of men being silenced and women being silenced?
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, of course, it's something I'm thinking about every day because it's really exploded into everyone's consciousness. If it wasn't there before, it certainly is now. And you know.
What do you think is happening with men, for example?
Well, I mean, as you said, most of the people I work with who listen to me or do sessions with me, 90% are women. And why that is, of course, is because the way women are wired, I mean, it's the return of the divine feminine. Lazarus has been teaching us this, and every other teacher for a long time right now. And that has to do with our values, which is what all of this is about, you know, how we value ourselves and each other, and our commitment to our values, etc. You know, men need to open their hearts. And most men are unable to do that, or unwilling to do that, or just flat out afraid to do that. And I certainly understand that. I've had my own struggle with all of that around grief. And women need to express their truth. And a lot of that has to do with anger and the willingness to express anger and release old feelings of hurt. So, you know, this is the rule book I've inherited from my guides. Men are allowed to be angry but can't be sad, and women are allowed to be sad but can't be angry.
Say that again, because that's profound.
Sure. Sure. 60 years over here, you know, happy to share it, believe me. Men are allowed to be angry but cannot be sad, and women are allowed to be sad but cannot be angry. So in all my sessions, at one point or another, we talk about women and anger and if women are able to express their anger and speak up for themselves.
Absolutely. I hope you guys are sharing this out. Please share this out, because this is an important message for people.
Thank you. So I tell, I'm sure you and I had this chat at some point. I tell my women clients to be willing to scream. And if these days, even just to be willing to sing, to just work on opening the voice and the throat chakra so that you can say no and you have power behind your no. You can say yes and you have power behind your yes, you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sorry.
No, go on. Go ahead.
I just get excited when I talk to you. Well, I was just thinking a couple of things.
Thank you.
One is there's 100 years between us. And there's also a nice mix here of the puzzle, because I also work with the kind of, I suppose, divine masculine. I work with men a lot. Yeah. Particularly men in positions of power who, again, they know this voice, they know this stuff, and yet they're getting some shit from us women, believe me, about, you know, this mixed messages, because ultimately we don't like men who aren't listening to themselves. Sure.
Yes.
And they get battered around when they don't, and they get battered around when they do, because there's this kind of culture of fear around knowing, because some of us are awake and aware, some of us aren't. Then those that aren't get intimidated by those who are a little bit more, I suppose, trusting and courageous. And there's a bit of a war going on about, do you stay in what I should do and what people will think of me, and what I can't rock the boat and I mustn't upset anybody, and so on and so on, and this kind of anxiety about humanity of being human. And then there are people saying, look at what it's doing to our planet when we don't listen. Well, that's and I think men are getting it in the balls over and over in lots of different ways, which is why I love to work in that area as well as with women. I hope that sounds fair.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I think I'm really glad that you brought the earth into the conversation, because that is absolutely essential. My blog is called Earth Heart Journal, and my guides, said long ago, the earth is a heart, EARTH, HEART. So, and the indigenous cultures, I've been blessed to hang out with the Native Americans on many occasions, and all the indigenous cultures of the planet, they've been teaching this for thousands of years. The earth is your mother, and she is the source of all life, and you must respect her, and the water and the air and the food and the soil and the land and, the people. They are all meant to be honored and respected and seen as sacred. So there's no doubt this is the future of this planet for everyone who wants to continue to flourish here. And that's really the crisis that we have entered into, in my opinion, over the last couple months. So for women to be feeling strong enough to find their voices is a part of the earth feeling safe enough and important enough to be heard. To me, they just go hand in hand. And men need to respect that and to take that seriously.
And I think, dare I say this, for women anyway, I think this is bringing us to a closer sense of affinity and sisterhood. Sure. Unfortunately, I think it's got to the place where we, as white women, are now getting more of a sense of what the hell has been the torture and experience of people with darker skin. Sure. It's a big thing to say, but I think it's unfortunate that it's had to come to this kind of stuff for us to even begin to have some integrity around it.
Well, denial's not just a river in Egypt, as you said, it's the shadow, really, is what all of us are either working with and healing, or running from and empowering by default, and pretty much that's my map of the next several years on the planet. In Lazarus's video there about the earth changes and the violence, they said, this is really just humanity's fear that is expressing itself through the elements. The shootings is a little different, but it's a similar idea, because as the vibration gets higher, you see, truth, like we're all talking about, and authenticity and empowerment and commitment and value, those things which were a luxury item before now, are required courses to survive on the planet and flourish, you see.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me see some questions here again. I'm getting excited.
Okay.
We got Jin on. Vanessa, hello. Wow, we've got lots of people following us.
Great.
Wonder Woman star. Somebody's posted this. Arisha. Gal Goro refuses to take sequel until producer Brett, and I cannot read on, but I think we know what that's going to say.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Says Tina, bless you.
No,
I love this conversation very much. It is both of you saying what I think and feel and know, says Dignitet. Dignitet, I think that's right.
Yes, Dignitet, something like this. Yes, she's a follower. Yeah, great.
Inga says, Bettina and I are going to summer house by the west coast in Denmark to scream. Ha, 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 ha.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. The earth thanks you.
If I'm missing any questions, I apologize, guys. I will come over this afternoon. Do you have time to come over this evening or tomorrow to look at people's questions?
Sure.
Balancing the balance, they're saying. Hi, beautiful people. I love it how our crew talk to each other. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone have an awesome Sunday. We got Jin on, but leaving.
Okay.
Where should we end this, do you think? Because I could talk to you forever, but I'm mindful that if it's too long, the video, then it's difficult for people to stay on and breathe in and take in. Where should we say goodbye to each other?
That's perfect. Well, I just wanted to say this, sweetheart. I was just kind of getting the inspiration about this from Spirit here. That the message is, for all of us, the message is that nothing happens by accident. And like you said so beautifully, and you're a wonderful inspiration to me. I'm so grateful to know you, my dear friend. Thank you. For all of us that are so driven and obsessed by this calling, as you said, and have taken a lot of risks and have challenged the conventions over and over again, we really are safe, loved, and supported. And we really do need to know that, in this time of courageous truth-telling, it needs to begin with ourselves. And right, I remember hearing Paulo Coelho say, if you want to be a success, the most important thing is that you not lie to yourself. And, when I read that, I was like, wow, that is so powerful.
It starts with us.
So that's the theme that my guides want to leave us with here, that we can trust the synchronicities and the inspirations and the collective energy that's pulling us all to work together and to support each other in this work. And we can also know that, everything is in divine timing. I mean, I love Abraham's message. We don't have to act from panic or fear, but it is about being crystal clear. What we are asking for, as you said, what is good for me? And I love the message there from Gabby Bernstein in the Course in Miracles. What would you have me do? What would you have me say? Where would you have me go? And then the question there from Louise Hay, what would you have me know today? So the more we give Spirit space in a conversation in our daily experience, the more easily and elegantly the answers are going to show up for all of us.
And I think that's a beautiful way to set up the day with those kinds of questions. Gabby's just beautiful with these kinds of questions.
Yeah.
That we know the answer, that we can really pay attention to it.
Yes.
Let me just check if we've got anything before we go.
Yeah.
I love this conversation. Okay. Should we leave it there for now?
That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Thank you. Well done.
Okay. Well, all love to you. And
thank you.
Speak again. Bye.
That's right, sir. Thanks a million.
Share the video out if you think this might touch someone.
Absolutely. Where can people find you, and where can they find me? That's the.
Oh, good point. So my page is Poppy, Poppy. My surname is Sprague, Sprague, like Prague, but with an S at the beginning. I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist, coach. I've got 3 pages. If you search for me, I'm going to pop up all over the place. And I do a Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time chat live. And we can find you, Lou Martin,
Yes.
People are going to be able to see because this is on your page. Hello.
Sure.
Where else can people find you?
Right. So thank you. That was brilliant. I did not know your Monday talk, so that's great to hear. Yeah, of course, they can find me on Facebook, which is where they're hearing us now. And I have a group which I invite everyone to join up to, which is Awakened Spirits Network, which is on Facebook for teachers and teachings. Are you on that one yet?
Awakened Spirit, I am, yeah.
Okay, very good. So that's a good network to know about. And then, like yourself, I'm going to start offering, subscription work with people to go more deeply every week, and I'm excited to look at that here very soon. But you can also go to my homepage, either loumartin.eu or earthheartjournal.wordpress.com.
So anybody looking for mentors, people you can trust from the soul, here we are, and welcome.
There you go.
The reason you didn't know about me doing Monday live 7 p.m. Pacific time is because this Monday's the first one.
Oh, good. Okay.
People
perfect.
are asking. That I think what a lot of people love about you is that they can rely on the time and know where you are and come and find you. And with me, it's been sporadic because I just like to do my thing.
Sure.
But I think the commitment to say hello and be there for people consistently, that's what a good parent does. That's what a good mentor does, is I'm here and you come to me when you're ready, and I'll be here until whatever boundary, and there we go. That's right.
Brilliant. Last thing is I'm updating my email. If people want to be on my new newsletter, it's lightheart2018@gmail.com. And I'd love to put you onto that as well.
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah.
Lightheart
2018@gmail.com.
Good. Well, I shall speak to you soon and see you in the morning.
Okay, let's do it again very soon. Okay. Wonderful.
Big lovely. Thank you.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, sweetheart. Cheers.
So we need to press the red